Greetings from Toronto, gentlemen. How are you?
Hi, morning, Bunny.
Good morning. Colm, you were just
All of it.
here for our film
I was
festival.
indeed. I had a great time. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
Such a
stuff.
good
Well,
festival.
we love having you. You've been to a few. Paul,
Yeah.
we need to get you back here. What's the deal?
Just waiting to be invited. Just
Hello.
sitting by
Open-
the phone. I didn't know Bonnie was in charge of the invitations. I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm going to take you up on it. Well, let's talk about this fantastic film. I loved it, and I got to tell you, I very close to my heart because my son spent over 4 years studying at University College Dublin. So I've had the opportunity to go a couple of times. Paul, did you write this because you just wanted to go to Ireland?
Yes, it was that simple. I had for years said I got to get, and I kept looking. Does somebody have a script? And nobody did. So I decided I'll take matters into my own hands. And it took a long while to figure out what the story could be. What possible reason does this guy have to go to Ireland? And then we came up with a story, and then luckily, Colm Meaney said he enjoyed the script. So here we are.
And here we are. And I didn't know this was the buddy movie I needed. Honest to God, it is so good. I mean, listen, it doesn't come without its conflicts. There's no question. But Colm, when you read this, did you have some long lost relative that maybe called you one day when you made it big, asking for money?
No. The only relatives I had that come to this side of the ocean were kind of uncles and granduncles and things like that. So they're all a hell of a lot older than me. It's hard to believe, I know, but
Please.
I no. What got me when I read the script was the absolute the joy of it. You know, the wonderful writing, the great characters, but also as I mentioned the other night at a Q&A, you get a bit sort of when you're Irish and you get a script written by an American set in Ireland, it can be a bit like, oh God, what have they done, you know? And because you get a lot of the Darby O'Gill, Lucky Leprechaun stuff going on,
Right.
and what Paul wrote was so accurate and rooted in what Ireland is today.
Yes.
Diversity. All that was there, and it really kind of made me so happy to on top of that, as I said, the characters were great. The story was a page turner, so all those things just said, this is great,
And what was so fun and watching it with a great crowd the other night, we were both reminded what these both you like both these guys, right? They both have the best intentions at heart, and yet they can't stop tripping over themselves and their worst human instincts. It's like, well, that is indeed the problem with people. The problem with people, small p. It's like we may mean well, and yet we can't not go, whoa. You know what really got when in the hospital, see, with the pudding goes, you put yours down first. I thought, that's really it, isn't it? That's well, we all want our children to grow up and be healthy and safe. So how about you go first?
Yeah.
There
Yeah. Oh, I
it is.
love that
There it
scene in the
is.
hospital because it's just like there's no give or take there. Like, no, you got to open it a little bit more because I'm being blocked by that. I can't see the window and all that. I mean, how much fun, Colm, is it to just, go toe to toe with Paul in a film like this, and just to me look like you were exuding so much joy, honestly.
Well, no, it's absolutely true. That's the word, joy. It was. I think from the get-go, Paul and I had our first meeting in the Westbury Hotel in Dublin over a couple of pints. We'd spoken over the phone because like there was a couple of years in between Paul first approaching me and us actually getting to shoot it. So we kind of kept in touch off and on over the period, but then our first actual meeting was, as I say, in the Westbury Hotel over a couple of pints of Guinness, and it went so well. I think there was just, I was a big fan of Paul's, obviously, from all his work, and it was a pleasure to meet him. But Paul is the easiest man in the world to get along with. No,
Yeah.
I'm not quoting his family here.
Yeah, no, talk to my wife. She can have the rebuttal.
But no, but it was just, I mean, you know what I mean? It was just instantly, I was instantly put at ease, and we hit it off, and it went from there. It just kind of, you know, went on and grew and became richer as we worked together, I think. I don't
Yeah.
We
know.
had no, it did. It felt instant. You know, and this had so many false starts, and you know, financing happened, fell out, and then COVID, Colm was busy, then I was busy, then our director was busy. So finally, we all said, okay, just let's shoot ahead. Next year,
Yeah.
June, we're going, and nobody make any plans. But there had been so many false starts that I kept saying, you know, I'm not going to believe it until I'm sitting across from Colm.
Yeah.
And as it happens, I said, come meet me in the hotel. And I said, in the lounge. And there's this lovely lounge. Colm heard that as the pub. I go, the pub is not the same. So I was sitting there going, oh, he's still not coming. Oh my God, it's not happening. And he's, I'm sure, sitting in the pub going, son of a gun, he's not showing up. So finally, I said, oh, please. All right. And we had the pint. It was truly a celebration and a relief. And went, okay, this movie is happening. I see Colm Meaney in the flesh.
Yes.
And when we did our first table read, like a few days before we began shooting, it was really everybody was funny. Most of the cast was actually on Zoom, but Colm and I and most of the some of the others, we were in a room, and it was a great read. And afterwards, several people went, "Oh, you and Colm have obviously worked together a lot."
Yeah.
Went, never met him until yesterday. It
Wow.
just it felt good. It felt right, and it was a joy. My son, who was a PA on the film, and he just came back here because we're having our big premiere, and he was sort of connecting the dots. And he goes, "We were in Dublin." He goes, "And now today is the end of that story." He goes, "I think that was the best summer of my life." I go,
Wow.
Mine too. It was joyful. We even
Yeah.
had perfect weather, which, as
Yeah,
I'm sure you know, you don't have.
I was going to
Dublin's
say it looked pretty nice, but I looked out too when I went there both times. I don't know
Is that
how,
right?
but I get, maybe it's Jewish luck. I don't know, but it was all good for me. I gotta say, you know, I loved the scene when Cousin Barry comes first to Ireland. You open up the door of the pub and he's like, "Cousin Barry from America," right? And the whole pub just embraces him. And to me, it's like what I felt when I went to Dublin and to other places in Ireland. It's just so welcoming. Why? I mean, listen, I'm Canadian. We're all nice. We get that. But what is it about the Irish people? Like, honestly, they're just lovely, the loveliest people I've ever met.
What is that? What is that, Colm? I mean, yeah,
Well,
the first.
well,
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, years of being sort of like when I was very young. I mean, Ireland was quite a backwater and quite isolated, and you know, you didn't see a lot of foreigners. You didn't see a lot of there weren't that many tourists, believe it or not, and you know, there certainly was no diversity. There were no immigrants. There were no people coming in. You know, so we were kind of like it was just us, you know, and I think this is still an element of that there, that we're kind of delighted when somebody comes to call, as it were, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been reading a whole bunch of Irish, I mean, fiction, but also sort of history, and I didn't quite realize how backwater it was up till the 60s.
Yeah,
That the population was literally
yeah,
fleeing. They were worried
Yeah.
about we're going to go out of business. There'll be nobody here, and how much Kennedy had to do with that. That
yes,
sort of brought
absolutely. It was huge. Yeah,
For
And I love
sure.
we have that. I've forgotten in the house in your father's bedroom. There's a picture of the Pope and Kennedy. It's like, oh,
yeah.
good. I'm glad we remembered to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
know, the people who have seen it, it's only been a few screenings, but they've been so positive, and we've heard such lovely comments. Not just enjoying the comedy of it, but feeling moved. And a couple of people said, like, I want to go call my father. I want to go
Yes.
call my friend who I had a. It's like, well, that is really, you know, hopefully this movie works on two levels. You're having a great time and it's beautiful. And it also is going to hopefully leave you with something uplifting.
Oh, 100%. Okay, got to wrap it up. But last question. So, Paul, I'm putting you on the spot here. I
Uh-oh.
mean, come on, Colm Meaney, veteran actor, every performance phenomenal. My favorite, got to go way back to The Commitments. What's your
Yeah.
favorite Colm Meaney film?
Oh, you know, what was the one, Colm, where, it's just, you play sort of a simple guy. He was on the poster is just your big mug. What's it called?
Parked, I think. The home, he was homeless, living in his car.
Yes.
Yeah.
That and
Wow.
and the commitments for sure.
Yeah.
I told Colm the other day, the first time I had seen Colm was on American television, and I didn't even have a hunch that he was not American. I went, "Oh, this guy's good. This guy, that's an accent. Oh my gosh." So
Well,
yes, turns out he's Irish. Who
turns
knew?
out he's Irish, and turns
Yes,
out that his Star Trek fans want him back. I can tell you that for sure.
For sure. Well, so glad you enjoyed the movie, Bonnie.
Oh, it's just lovely. It's so wonderful. I cannot wait to get the word out there. It just is. Listen, an honor. What a Thursday. You've made my day, gentlemen, to speak to both of you. I love you both so much, and best
Thank
of
you
luck
so
with
much.
everything. And open door here in Toronto again to both of you.
Yes.
Okay, I promise you.
Well, we'll see which way the election goes.
Yeah.
But keep a room for me.
Yeah, hello, no problem, no problem. Best of
Thanks.
luck with that.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you,
so
gentlemen. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.